Hey,
All right, we live. Yo, Kenny, what's up, dog?
what's up, bro?
So,
You alright?
yeah, I'm good. Shit, that just that ear infection shit what we talked about earlier, but
Yeah.
getting a little bit better, man. Antibiotics kicking in, but you get that
Like,
from
like I said, I'm just getting over the coronavirus and shit.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you get
that
that,
shit damn near killed me.
you get that little Cashy app.
Oh, you sent it?
Yeah, I sent it to your daughter.
Oh, you sent it to Maya.
Amaya, yeah, but
Maya.
she said, yeah, not to the honey three lover. She said, send it to here. She said, you said to send it to her.
Yeah. I did. I did.
So,
Yeah,
all right,
I'll have to call her. I haven't called her yet, but I
yeah,
appreciate it, bro.
yeah, but I sent you 20, bro. You know what I mean? Um,
Shit, that
I,
helps.
I,
Definitely helps.
yeah, I sent Franny 20 already. If Bud needs it, I'm doing like a little Christmas thing. You know what I mean? Whatever I can, because you know how hard it
I
is out here with
appreciate it,
kids.
man. I know
You,
shit's should be tight uptown, but I know
oh
I
man,
mean, that's why I don't be calling too many people, man, because I feel like when I call, I always, because I'm always going to ask if the
yeah,
motherfucker got it. I mean, all motherfucking got to do is say no.
you're
You know what I'm saying?
you're like me.
But,
You're like me. You don't like to be a burden to people. You don't like you know what I mean. Feel like you're a burden
yeah,
or like a beggar
don't
or a
be
bum,
a
right?
burden, but
All right.
I'm going to ask if a motherfucker, if I call somebody and they, you know what I'm saying? You got like 10 or 20 bucks, man, so I can get some coffee or some hygiene, something like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Motherfucker says no, I'm not going to be mad. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
But
mean, I.
everybody will say they'll tell you yeah, and they might have good intentions, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't ever fall through with it. You know what I'm saying?
Like
So I just said fuck it. Like I mean, my man Rebuck, who I met in the Key program a while back, he sent me like $100. You know what I'm saying? I
I
don't
met
know where
Rebuck before years ago. Yeah, I met him before, I believe. But
Yeah, you probably know him. You
yeah,
probably know him.
yeah, I definitely do. I just gotta, I gotta put a face to the name. You know what I mean? But I know a
Yeah,
lot of people just like you do. But when I say something, I do it. You know what I mean? I stick by my word, man.
yeah, I know.
I
I mean,
mean,
you've been there before. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So you know either you gonna say yeah or you say no. It ain't a big deal if a motherfucker says no.
And you know
You know
what
what
it
I'm
is?
saying? Like,
When I was
what's
younger,
that?
dog. Like when I was younger, it was like 50-50. I like receiving things and then I like giving things. But since I hit like 30, like for the last 12 years now, I'm 42 now. I like giving
Yeah,
more than receiving. It feels
yeah.
good to give, don't it? It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
it does.
Like when I see like homeless people on the side of the road holding signs or whatever, and my
Yeah,
people was like, "Yo, why'd you give him a 20? Why'd you give him a 5 or 10 or so one dude I gave a 50. I was like, listen, they were like, they're going to go liquor store or shoot it up and dope. I said, listen, that's none of my concern. It's about
right.
how it made me feel and him feel. It does more for me, for my mental health to make
Yeah,
me feel good that I did that to
right.
that brother. Now,
And nobody knows their story. You know
yeah,
what I'm
and
saying?
nobody
Like
knows her
nobody knows
story.
how they got there.
And listen, even
Everybody's got a story. You know?
everybody got a story. And what do you expect them to stop drinking? Like, of course they're gonna go. I expected him when I gave him 50. He said they're gonna go. He's probably
Yeah.
gonna buy some couple bags of dope and some liquor. I was like, okay. What do you think with $50 bill? We think he's going to totally change his life because I gave him a 50.
At
Like,
all. And at the end of the day, you might have stopped them from having to go steal something
right,
or take stuff.
robbing,
You know what I'm saying?
hurting
Yeah,
somebody.
what you gave them was a piece of joy for the day. You understand what I'm saying? No
Or
matter
two
what they do
days.
for them,
Yeah, right.
and that shit's gonna come back. That comes back to you, even though it's not the reason that you give, but it does come back. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? That comes back for it's good karma and bad karma.
And that's
And
why I did it, Kenny. It's for myself too, to pay my own karma back, but to also see give somebody else joy just for that one day, man. And it gives me a joy for at least a week when I remember it, like
yeah,
little memory. I'll be like, oh yeah, last Friday, and I still get joy. I get like a month off it, as long as I remember I did that. And
yeah.
that's all that matters. It
Nah,
doesn't matter what they do with the money. It just
I
it's
used to be terrible with that though. Like as far as I mean, I was the same way. Like not giving. I was one of the ones who, was like, they get a job or they gonna buy dope or like. But then I know it's easy to wind up in that position. You know what I'm saying? To where you
exactly,
ain't got nothing and you're on the streets. You know what I'm saying? It can happen
exactly.
to anybody. So, I don't do that no more. If I got something, I'll give it. You know what I mean? If I can do something to help somebody out, I'll help them out. You know. it's better to give than to receive. I know that.
Oh, it is.
You know, if you have it, if you're in a position to do it, you know what I mean?
Definitely is. And to anybody,
I do what I can in here.
and to anybody in the that's seeing this right now, if I'm talking too loud, my bad. As me and Kenny talked about earlier, both my ears are clogged. I missed like 3 of your phone calls. Kenny, I already said my bad for that because literally I'm like almost deaf right now. Like they did a test on me, and they said by the time I'm 55, I'm 42 now, I could be completely deaf by 55 from all the scar tissue I have in my eardrums. So if I'm speaking loud to the audience, my bad in this video. You know, I speak loud usually a lot, but a lot of my people been watching to subscribe. They're like trying to turn it down. You know,
that's how we are. I like I said, I've dealt with it with my left ear. I got a lot of scar tissue on my left ear. I'm hard of hearing out of that ear, but I know what it's like, man. The ear infection is like a toothache. I think that's the only thing that you can, you know, compare as far as pain.
Right, as pain. Yeah, it'll make a grown man cry. I'd rather be punched in the face 5 times than have a.
Absolutely.
And this is an inner. And this is an inner ear infection, Kenny. This ain't an outer. So it could go on for 2-3 months. And it's leaking this pus now. It was leaking wet wax. Now it's leaking the nasty pus and it smells like ass. I swear to God. Dog, I get out of the shower and I smell this constantly. I'm like, dude, I just got out of the shower. I'm smelling like, you know, somebody ain't been in the shower for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like chafing smell. I'm like, damn, that's nasty. But that's the infection smell. You know what I mean? So I'm on antibiotic, you know how it is. And in jail, you put a sick call in, you might not be called for 2 weeks to get an antibiotic, and you gotta hit up your went away by itself, or in that time you put a slip in.
That coronavirus had me so fucked up, bro. That I'm sitting there. My homeboy made a hookup. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And made some food on Thanksgiving. I had it on Thanksgiving. So I get up to eat it, and I'm sitting there eating, and I literally felt like I was drowning because I had so much fluid on my lungs. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't fucking breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
by the time they see me for the shit, like I was damn near over it. You know what I'm saying? Because they really don't give you nothing but some vitamins and shit like that.
Right.
But you know, it feels like literally I put on everything that I owned. Every piece of clothing I had it on, and it was still cold. You know what I mean? And my body was aching, my back was fucking hurting, my legs was hurting. I thought that shit was gonna take me out, bro. Like I ain't never been scared of nothing in my life, but that shit had me scared. Like I was like, damn, I done made it through all this shit, and I'm gonna fucking die from a flu.
So you're like me, dog. Like I'd rather get in 5 fights, black eyes, broken nose, and all that. But with me, when I'm sick, I'm like a baby. You know what I mean? Like inside sick, like internally sick. I'm like I want my mom, my mom by me. I'm like going back to being a little kid again. But when, I got stabbed or cut or beat up, or lost a fight or fighting or whatever, I'm not afraid of that. I could fight 2 guys at once or whatever. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of physical outside pain, but internal, when I get sick, I go back to a little kid again. I don't know why. You know what I mean?
That shit, and that's the thing, I don't really ever get sick, man. I ain't never took the flu shot, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember the last time I had a cold, so I really don't ever worry about this shit, man, and I'm not taking that vaccine. So when I got this shit, I was like, damn, man, this shit is serious. Like I thought something was wrong with my kidneys.
Yeah.
Because I had lower back pain,
Yeah.
But I'm over it now, man. But like I said, it's done been on every tier in here.
How long were you diagnosed with it? Like how long ago? What date were you diagnosed, and how long did it last?
On Thanksgiving is when it really.
Ooh.
The day before Thanksgiving, it hit me. And
you have 60 seconds remaining.
I want you to call me right back too. All right, but go ahead, continue.
They come around and did them tests where they stick that stick up your nose, touch your brain. And they did that, came back, and was like, I know why you're feeling like shit. You had the coronavirus. Because I said something to the med nurse. But by the time she came and told me that, I was already damn near over it. You know what I mean?
So call me right back. So you had it for about a week or a week and a half.
The bad, like the hard part of it lasted about 3 days. The cold
Right.
and the aching bones and
When-
all that shit.
when-
That lasted about 3 years.
When you call back, continue right on that topic. All right. Call right back
All right.
because I know it's going to hang
All
up any second. And I'm going to keep talking.
right.
I'm going to keep
All right,
talking on the
bro.
video, waiting for your call and shit for the audience and shit. But
All right,
damn,
I'll hang up, call right back.
that's what's up. You kicked it in like a week though.
Thank you for using Global
All
Telling.
right. He's going to call right back. I'm live with Kenny right now on Prison Talk Archives. Watch it. All right. I have to share that post.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at the
I'll
West
share it
Virginia
on
Eastern
Facebook.
Regional Jail. To accept this call, press 0.
All right.
Your current balance is $12.
$12?
13.
Shit.
Cents.
So that 10-minute
This
call.
call is from a collection
Was
facility
only
and
like
is subject to
$1.50.
monitoring
That
and
ain't bad.
recording. Thank you for
All
using
right. Let's
Global
continue.
Telling.
Coronavirus.
What's up, bro?
All right. So wait, ready to call. I was like, so that ain't bad then. So basically you just felt like real bad for the first 3-4 days you said, and then like a week finally after like a week you got your energy back.
It lasted like the aching muscles and bones and all that shit. That and being like cold. That lasted like 3 days. 3 days straight.
Right.
But after I got over that, it was just like runny nose and fluid, like constantly hacking shit up. You know what I mean? That lasted about another 4 or 5 days. So about a total of a week and a half it took me to get over it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Shit, that ain't bad.
But this one I don't understand. I thought they said if you get it once, you can't get it again. But that's because I done had it twice. I've been here. I had it once where I couldn't smell nothing, I couldn't taste nothing. You know what I mean? And that wasn't really that bad though.
Yeah.
I lost my sense of smell and all that shit for like a week.
Damn.
But I didn't really feel too bad. You know what I mean? I had a runny nose and shit, but I didn't really feel too bad. This last one I just called on Thanksgiving, that damn near took me out.
Damn, for real?
But then, with the fucking what's it called? The vaccine. That shit don't work. Cause my cousin Crystal, she got the vaccine and she still caught the coronavirus.
Damn.
And they're trying to really like push that shit on us here. They're trying to push the vaccine on us. But I feel as though like my body's built, my immune system is built designed to fight that type of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
Our bodies are definitely designed to the immune system. See, that's the thing. These doctors and everything it's big pharma pushing it for these because since the lockdown, since we shut the whole world down, the biggest the 1% corporations from Amazon to all the Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, all the big pharmas, it's the biggest wealth transfer of human history where they're the richest now. Like they made trillions of dollars, bro, behind these vaccines.
And that's the thing. Like, I got a friend. He owns stock in one. He owns stock in one of them fucking what's it called? Vaccinations. I think
Right.
Pfizer or something. One of them. But that's all it's about is money. You know what I'm saying? But they're putting something in you. They don't even know what the fuck it is. If you ask them what is this, they can't even tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
They're putting something in your body, you don't know what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you still get the fucking you still get the coronavirus. What type of sense does that make? You know what I mean? And then there's a possibility a vaccine could kill you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, right.
That's a slim possibility, but it's still a possibility. So fuck that. I'll take my odds. With coronavirus, I'm not with all that shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
But I was telling you about last time because I know I haven't called in a while. Like I missed a little bit of time with the interview. That was some shit I was going on with my like family issues. My daughter Lacey, her and my mom wind up moving in with my grandmother on my dad's side up there in Melanie Woods up in Newcastle.
Okay.
Well, my father, my biological father, fucking Ralph, he fucking put my daughter out, 17 years old, man, put her out on the fucking street. Said that she was out of control. You know what I'm saying? But this is coming from a fucking man that literally fucking stays up for weeks at a time smoking fucking meth. You know what I mean? In his little garage or his shed, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? And then sleeps for days.
Now, remember you told me that the last recording, I cut that out because I didn't know if you want me to share that, but you already know you're on live, so you go ahead. My bad. But yeah, I cut that out before y'all, just to let you know. But Kenny, he has no, he's like me. He don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You share whatever.
Yeah, you can put that on there. I don't give a fuck. He's a piece of shit, man. He's a piece of shit. And the thing is he's literally like, he's telling my daughter she's going to end up just like me. What I can't understand is how can a parent say that, you know, a kid's going to end up just like their father, just like their, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you were the one that you were supposed to be my parent. You were never there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you were never there. You've never been a fucking father. You understand what I'm saying?
Good point.
You've never been a fucking father. You've never taught me anything in life. And, you know, as far as being a role model, you were a fucked up role model. You know what I'm saying? All you ever did was beat on women. That's all I've ever seen this man do was beat on my fucking mom. So what type of role model were you?
He's not beating your daughter, is he?
No, she don't live there.
Oh, that's right. She left, but she never, he didn't do that before though. He probably knows better than that, right?
Yeah, well, he's old now, you know what I'm saying? But the
Right,
thing
right.
is it's not even his house. It's my grandmother's house, who he's been living with since he's been fucking a kid. He's never been out on his own. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
fucking 60-some years old, still lives with his fucking mom. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how the fuck can you say that somebody's out of control when you're literally fucking out stealing, dumpster diving? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, you're a fucking bum. You're a bum. You live, and this shit just pisses me off, man, because he's never done nothing for me. You know, any of my brothers. You know what I'm saying? My sister, she passed away. He never did shit for her. You know what I mean? Wasn't even involved in her life.
And
He's just a fucked up person, man.
And you said, how old is he?
He's like 60, I think.
And he's still smoking meth.
He's like 60. Yeah, he had a fucking pacemaker in because of his heart. I think he had a heart attack from smoking crack. And
Still smoking.
the meth was cheaper, so he started smoking the fucking meth. You know what I mean?
Yo, I can't never understand people that do that, man. I just can't. I don't get it. Like, you know.
Well, I mean, I can't either. I mean, but he's just that's just him. You know what I'm saying? He's been a fucking junkie his whole fucking life, which I don't look down on the junkies because I got high myself.
Right.
You know that, but I've never had no long runs like him.
But even
I've been in prison, you know.
Even if he wasn't abusive and shit like that, let's say if he even was a nice guy, the drugs and meth smoking alone for a kid environment is still horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, and him not caring about his own health and dying because them vibes and energy goes off. We feed off of energy. You know what I mean? Like you ever been in a real good mood and you want to go out, like let's say Friday night, your boy picks you up and then, he pick you up and shit because you ain't got no ride. Yo, give me a ride and all that. All right, I don't really feel like going out, but you talk to him to come out, going out. But you go out to a bar, club, whatever, and he's just miserable, but you're happy. And then after an hour or two, you're going to be miserable right with him. Feel me? That shit's real.
Well, you know, that's what we call joy killers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You always got a motherfucker that wants to kill somebody else, and it might not be intentional.
Some do it intentional though, all the time. Yeah.
A lot of times, I mean, we feed off other people's energy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Somebody else, if you're having a good time, you want to be around like-minded people that are enjoying themselves having a good time. You know what I mean? You don't want to be around a fucking, what's it called, a Debbie Downer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to make people laugh. I like to enjoy myself and have a good time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Drugs is what fucked my life up. You know what I mean? Being around drugs, selling drugs, and just being around the wrong people. Period. You know what I mean? Making bad choices. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
same here.
growing up, you know, like I said, my dad rolled out when I was about 5, 6 years old. But what I do remember as a father of him being around was just him beating on my mom. That's it. I don't remember anything else other than him beating on my mom. You know, and I'm not talking just slapping and shit. I'm talking about punching, breaking her fucking eye socket, you know, kicking her in the head, knocking her teeth down, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? That's what I've seen. That's what I know of him. You know what I mean? So I figured when my daughter didn't have anywhere to go and he said that she could come stay there, I said, okay, maybe he's trying to make up for being a fucked up parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
But you know as well as I do, people that smoke crystal meth and they stay up for days at a time, they're psychologically fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They think people are watching them, people are following them. You know what I'm saying? And then this motherfucker, like I said, he dumpster dives. He goes and takes shit out of trash, brings it back to my grandmother's house. You know what I mean? So,
damn,
bringing all kinds of shit in there. You know what I mean? This is a nice house in a nice neighborhood. Well, it was nice. You know what I mean? And like he's just a piece of shit, man.
Right,
you know, like he gave my grandmom a bed one time, and she wouldn't buy him something. So this motherfucker literally took the mattress and put it in the front yard and burned it in the front yard. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
like,
for real?
This is in Melanie Woods. Yeah, for real.
That's
man.
crazy,
He's
yo.
a fucking nutcase, man. He's a fucking nutcase. But see, it's people like that they'll live, you know, forever. They'll live because they're miserable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
His life is a miserable existence. You know what I mean?
Right.
The people that deserve to live, you know what I'm saying, they be the ones that pass away, and a motherfucker like him stay. You know what I mean? But he needs that. He needs that because I want him to live as long as he possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a fucked up person, but I pray that he's alive when I get out. Seriously, because I would love to spit in this man's fucking face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I can't do that, I'm definitely gonna piss on his grave because he's a piece of shit.
Because he's not. He's to this point now. He's not worth going to jail over and all that. Probably when you're younger, I think you said you wanted to kill him, didn't you? But you shot the dog on accident or some shit.
Well, no, that was the guy that tried to molest me.
Oh, okay, right. My bad.
I tried to kill him.
And you killed his dog. His dog was aggressive or some shit.
Well, yeah, I wound up kicking the door in, and the dog tried to attack me. I wound up shooting the dog, and it wasn't even the same guy. The guy was already in prison. The guy that was molesting the kids.
Yeah.
Was in prison.
Yeah, that went over my head. I watched the interview like last month. That what you said went over my head. I was like, damn, he done kicked into the door, killed the fucking aggressive dog. He was about to kill this motherfucker. Kenny went hard as fuck. It kind of went over my head. You know what I mean? Because we were stuck in Convo when we had recorded that like 2 months ago. I was like, damn, he went hard.
I was a kid when it happened, and you know, motherfucker tried to molest me. I wound up getting up, taking off and running up out the house. You know what I'm saying? And once I got older, you know, I went back to that house. You know, I had a little 380, wound up kicking the door in, and you know, wasn't the same guy, but the guy that was there, he knew because he wound up buying. You know, when the guy that was molesting the kids got locked up and charged, you know, the parents, I guess they sued, so all his stuff got sold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cover the lawsuit and all that shit.
Right.
So, but this guy knew that the house that he had bought, you know, the guy that lived there before him was a child molester. You know what I'm saying? So he, like, when I came in there, he was like, look, I know. And I looked right at him and knew it wasn't him. You know, but I had already shot the dog with a big ass shepherd.
Yeah.
He tried to jump on me. I don't know if the dog died or not, you know, but it stopped him.
Yeah. But hey.
I thought about
It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Especially when you're younger, a lot of shit go through your head, and that was a horrible experience. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like you, and you got a lot of bravery, a lot of courage for saying shit like that, because a lot of people don't like to admit that, but there's a lot of males that happened to, dog. I got a lot of friends that don't want to share shit like that, but you're like me. You don't give a fuck what people think. You're you. You're so real. You just keep it real, and whatever comes out of your mouth, you wear your heart on your sleeve, like me.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's I was a little kid, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right. That
it
too.
wasn't, and there's some things that happen to people that it affects them throughout life, and they don't ever talk about it. Like I said, it took me a while to talk about it, you know what I'm saying, to come out and say that.
Right.
But
you have 1 minute remaining.
It definitely happens to more people than we know, you know what I'm saying, and they'll never talk about it. And it affects them, you know what I'm saying? Some people use drugs to mask, to cover up the pain that they deal with.
They definitely do. Yeah, they definitely do. I want you to. You want to call back again and continue?
Yeah, I can call back. I can call back.
Yeah, because this is a live. We're actually live, and I talk for a minute or so, while you're waiting for you to call back. But continue and just continue where you left off when you call back. So go ahead about that.
All right, I'll hang up and call you right back.
All right, yeah, if you want to do that.
All right.
Just keep in your mind what you talked about. All right.
I got you.
All right, peace.
Thank you for using.
All right, you gonna call back again, y'all? I'm just was on Facebook for a minute just to let y'all know on there. Hold that thought for 1 second. If you call back any second, yo. All right. And there he is.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at the West Virginia Eastern Regional Jail. To accept this call, press 0. Your current balance is $10.18. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global.
Continue on with the story. Yep. All right. Continue on where you were at about what you were talking about.
Yeah. Like I said about that, you'd be surprised about the people that the guys that I've been in here with in different prisons, different states, man, that have gone through the same shit that they ain't never talked about it. But it takes, for me, because like I said, once I realized, man, like, some shit you just it ain't no point in keeping it a secret, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know some shit's better left unsaid, you know what I'm saying? But I know everything that I've been through made me who I am, good and the bad, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not the best person, and a lot of people would look down on me, and think that I'm just a fucked up piece of shit, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of fucked up shit, made a lot of mistakes, but at the same time, like, it's a lot of people that are they're just, they haven't been caught, or they're one mistake away from being in a place like this, and then they wind up in a place like this, and it's like they don't know how to do this, you know what I'm saying? So then they try to get up or get around a person like me and want me to look out for them and make sure nothing happens to them, and you know what I'm saying? I do that, you know what I'm saying? I do it damn near every day, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But, like I said, it's a lot of people, man, that have been, either physically, emotionally abused as kids, man.
Yep.
And sexually abused, and they don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when they hear me talk about it, they're like, "Damn, bro! Like, I've been through something like that too." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we just get talking, and then you see, like, it's crazy, man, because I've been around a lot of people that have been sexually abused, physically abused. And that's the thing, I've never been physically abused. I've never, like, maybe mentally, like, seeing my mother get beat on, that's really what fucked me
now,
up.
my pop was mean as shit to me and my mom, just me and my mom, really, a little bit to my sister, but it was words. And he used to put hands on me. I never seen him put hands on my mom, but it's the words when you're little as a kid, like verbal abuse. He never sexually abused me, but it's the verbal abuse. You ain't never gonna be shit. You know what I mean? Like when I played in suburban little league, like I'd fuck up throwing a pitch and walk somebody, he'd take me out, and then have to wait until after the game, or did it in front of my friends, say you ain't shit, like just putting you down constantly. You're a loser. I mean, young as like 8 years old.
To build you up.
Yes, exactly.
I already know, man. I already know. That's why I said I've never had that. I've never had a father figure in my life. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what it's like to have a father come and watch me play baseball. I don't know what it's like. I'm just they've never had one. You know what I'm saying? My dad was alive, but just was never part of my life.
Yeah.
He didn't teach me how to ride a bike. Never taught me how to fucking throw a football or baseball. None of that shit.
Yeah. See, now
took me fishing. Never done none of that.
That's that.
Never had a.
Now I can't take I can't take the good things away. He did play baseball. He was the coach and then the manager. And then he had coaches under him for 7-Eleven, Leon's, Suburban Little League. Like he was like getting really big up in Suburban Little League. Yet we were in charge of all the equipment, the trophies for our team, all that shit. So, but and kids looked up to me because I was but what I'm saying, that's the positive thing. And if my dirt bike blew up and needs fix, he'd fix it. And I ride around Chelsea, Leadham Estates, Manor Park Apartments. But yeah, he did. Yeah, he did his best as he could. Like today, I'm not blaming him. Like he may watch some of my shit. I think he subscribed to my channel, but I want him to know, if he ever sees this video or he's watching now, that I don't want to take away from the good that he did, because he did do some good, but he did more. That it's a shame because the bad outshined the good. You feel me? But he did do good, and I can't take away that he did have catches with me in practice before games. We did go to baseball for 8 years. I was almost seniors. I could have made it to a farm team. I was good. He was a good baseball player. That's how he almost made it to the Blue Rocks, like a farm team, minor league. He was that good as a baseball player. But so I'm not going to take that away from him. He paid the bills and shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's a good thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. And I don't want to seem like I'm just attacking him on the bad shit. I'm giving him credit where it's due, because just like me as a father, I missed 5-6 years of my son's life. He's 16 now, but I let him know. But he remembers the good things too, and he's like, Dad, you were just caught in that life. You grew up that way, and he don't blame me for that shit. And thank God he don't. But he remembers the good part. So and
I always do.
Right.
They always do.
So I'm blessed.
And that's why I said, like, I can't
with
remember.
my son.
There's no good that I can remember. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can't be like a critical person and be like, well, you know what? You're a piece of shit. You've never been a father, because I've been in prison most of my daughter's life. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've never done, I've never beat on her mother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've done some fucked up shit. I might beat on people, and she's seen it. You know what I mean? But
right.
As far as being a father, the time that I did have, whether anybody knows me, that anybody that knows me knows when you seen me, she was with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I always had my daughter with me. Lacey was always with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
you did your best you could do when you were free, and you were a good dad. You know what I mean?
I could never imagine not wanting to be a part of my kid's life.
Right, right, exactly, right. I can't get that, dog. Like people in jail, how much there's people right now that living amongst you on that tier that they got kids and they don't even talk about them, or they probably didn't think about them or talk to them. They're worried about if their wife is fucking Jody, or fucking if their girl's fucking around.
They're more worried about the woman, or
like,
you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Like anybody that's
worried about their woman.
Been on the tier with me anywhere, they know. Majority of the shit I talk about is my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just my daughter Lacey. And then now my daughter Amaya. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm grateful to have two girls. You know what I'm saying? Like they do shit for me. It's crazy because sometimes I have to ask them for something. You know what I'm saying? It might be money or something, but they know when I have it. I give them whatever I have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's I don't know. It just feels good to be able to call and because like I said, I haven't been in my daughter's life like that, and I know she could easily say, "Look, man, I'm done." You know what I'm saying? I'm 18. You ain't really never been there, and she's justified in doing that, but she's never gave up on me. She's one of the only people in my life that hasn't given up on me, and I know she won't give up on me, and I'm grateful for that.
Right,
and
right.
My daughter Amaya, she does so much for me too. Like whatever she's constantly writing me. You know what I mean? She's a big emotional. She's a big support. You know what I mean? She's a big part of my support system.
And you know what? And like you said, you're blessed just to have that. You know what I mean? Even though you can't talk to Miranda right now, you're blessed to have her. You know, she's still being a soldier with you. Your daughters, your daughter, your contact, because a lot of people don't even have that. Like people even on your tier, they don't have nobody they can call. Nobody's writing them letters. Nobody's putting money in the books or the phone. I went a whole year and a half with nothing. No. What I just said. No, nothing. No letters, visits, books on the phone, money. Because my family, it's not because they didn't love me. It's because they were tired of seeing me go in and out of jail, violating or catching new charges.
It does get old.
It gets old for them, yeah. And you.
People are not going to keep, saying, because then they feel like they're basically condoning what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every time we come in here, we get money, we get mail, we get visits. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I just did 5 years in Maryland. Day for day, I did 5 years. I never had one visit. You understand what I'm saying? Never had one visit. But I didn't trip about it. You know what I'm saying? My mother told me, she said, if you go back to prison, Kenny, you're going to be on your own. Because she rocked out with me 18 months. Every day, she would send me a letter. Every week, I had money on my books, and she would visit me every week, faithfully. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she told me, she said, if you go back, you're on your own.
Same thing here. Early in my, Yep.
Second time I went back, she sent me a little bit of money here and there. You know what I mean? She'd write me once in a while. But then the third time, she was done. You know what I mean? And I can't be mad at her. I'm not mad at her. She hasn't given up on me, but she's not going to keep, going through this shit. And then on top of that, it's not just me. You know what I mean? All her kids are in prison. Both of my brothers, my brother RJ and Anthony. Anthony's in ECI right now.
Is he?
I don't know where RJ's at. He's somewhere.
I seen pictures of pictures of him on Anthony's shit because he started a new Facebook page and I'm friends with him on his old page and I seen pictures of RJ in the yard and shit with those dogs and shit like that. I think they're dogs, probably, but they're dogs. And it looked like it could be it looked like maybe Brockbridge, maybe, or I don't think it would be Brockbridge.
He wasn't. My brother started at the old jail. He went from the old jail to Roxbury, from Roxbury to the new jail.
That's what I was thinking, Roxbury, yeah, where you got your own key to your cell, right?
Yeah. And then he went to WCI. Then he went from WCI. They sent him to Dorsey Run, which was like a camp. He didn't last long there. They sent him from there out to ECI, and then now I don't know where he's at. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he should be getting out soon because the parole people came. They went to my aunt's house, my Aunt Debbie, down there in Chesapeake City. They went and seen. That's where he's gonna be paroling to. You know what I mean? But hopefully he gets out soon. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom, she's she's got her sisters and shit like that. You know what I mean? My daughter, but she really doesn't have anybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucked up because when Christmas and shit like that comes around, and we're not there. I haven't been there in years. I haven't seen my mom. Literally, haven't seen my mom in almost 7 years. You know what I mean? I haven't seen my brother. I haven't seen my older brother since fucking 2009. You know what I mean? Like
that picture on Facebook you had on your Facebook thing. Is that a picture of your mom with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
Your arm around her, like, you know what I mean? You guys, you look like you were doing good.
White shirt and that's my mom.
Okay.
That's me and my mom. That's at the Full Moon. That's at the bar she was working at.
Okay.
She used to run the kitchen there.
I just want to make sure because I shared that on the slideshow. I was like, I think that's his mom. By the way, the picture look, you're happy with her. I was like, it's got to be his mom.
Yeah, that was I think 2014.
Mm.
That was me. That was actually me. My homeboy Billy Hall. Me and him.
Yeah, I know Billy Hall. I know Billy.
Mom's bar. Yeah, you remember Billy from
yeah.
CCD?
Yeah, he's wild. He's wild, man. That motherfucker wild on the street and inside.
Yeah, big Billy. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing now. I heard he was doing good, but
he a big, strong motherfucker, man. Big, strong motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like his dad. His dad's Billy Schessler.
Yeah.
Billy Schessler, he fucking was a problem out in Newcastle, beating motherfuckers up and shit. But,
yeah. He's agile, man. Motherfucker fight, man. I give it to Billy.
For a big boy, yeah, he is.
He's a big boy, agile, man. Yeah, I seen him. I seen him fighting there, and on the street though, he was always joking with me and shit. Like I'd be walking, he was like, "Man, I mean, he'd be slanging right in Elkton, right in off Main Street and shit. He'd be fucking with me and shit. Be like, man, what you doing, man? Walk around this motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like, cause he's getting money and shit. And I was homeless at that one time. I was bad on dope, and I had this girl, and she was doing her thing, if you know what I mean, to get dope. You know what I mean? It was like a give and take type of relationship, but she would get us well, and I would say, go ahead. And I just wouldn't, you know what I mean? I'd be really careful with that, if you know what I mean, if we ever fucked around. But hey,
well, that's why I've been trying to get a hold of him too, man, because I know if he's doing good, you know what I'm saying? I know he'll shoot me some bread if he got it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did right for him when I was doing good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
If he says it, he'll keep his word.
I'd even like to just talk to him too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you have 1 minute remaining.
Try to get his number for me if you can.
I will. I'll try to look him on Facebook, hit him up, message, and say, hey, Kenny Maniscalco wants your number, bro. He wants to talk to you and shit.
Tell anybody that you can get their phone number, man, that you know that I know or that we know.
And
if you can get it for me, I appreciate it.
And listen, if you could tell your daughter to tell Miranda to friend. She unfriend requested your Facebook account from mine. So every video I can't tag you. So because without tagging you, none of your friends can see your new videos, and I can't get more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I'm gonna tell my daughter to do it.
Yeah, because at first I was like, it's only gonna hurt Kenny because
it's a new Facebook now. Because
okay.
I locked out of my old one, but it's a new one. I'm gonna tell her to shoot you a friend request.
Yeah.
As soon as I get off of here.
So it spreads all there, but try to hit me up later. If not, hit me up tomorrow, and
I will
spend that 20 wisely. All right, baby.
Yeah, I love you, bro.
Be safe. I love you too, brother.
Thank you for using Global
Perfect
Telly.
timing. Yeah. So that's Kenny Maniscalco. I just put a video up on there on Prison Talk Archives. That I'll show you now if I can. But I put on there that he needs help. You know what I mean? Kenny, he has two other brothers, younger brother Anthony. I only know he has 4, but I only know him and 2 other brothers. So another younger brother I don't know. But you know what I mean? If this is he's a good dude, man. So is his other brothers. It's just I know him. I got to know him more, and Anthony, I actually knew him before Kenny, but you know what I mean? They're good people and shit. They just got caught in the system and just caught in the whole racketeering of and in the mindset of, you know, you can see right behind me, those cells behind me is exactly the same exact tier, not the exact tier that Kenny's in, but it's the same exact tier. He said that's a few tiers next to his. So a pod tier, whatever you want to call it, unit. That's exactly what his cell block looks like. That's from Eastern Regional Jail, right there behind me. So that's exactly what I should ask him what cell he was in, so I can get a feel for where he's at, like where he's located, like, you know what I mean, up top or bottom. But you know, if any of y'all from Delaware, Cecilton, Elkton, Northeast, Cecil County as a whole, Newcastle County, all Delaware, know Kenny. If you could, if you want to contact him, just hit me up. I can give you his Cash App, so you don't have to pay no fees. It'll go straight through his daughter's Cash App, and what she does is she'll hit somebody else up. You know what I mean, on their Cash App. Get what I'm saying? I can't say too much, because I want to get, shit called up. But so he gets it right away. You don't have to go through the whole, whole system like through there. You know what I mean? Where he could get food right away. Somebody has a store or something in there. You know what I mean? Get what I'm saying? So if you ever want his info, or to write him for the pen pal, pen pal, money on the phone. It's cheap. Each phone call only cost I think like 85 cents, 95 cents. Between 95 cents and $1.25. I think it's not even $1. So and I usually put $15. Last me, I talked to Kenny and Franny on there. Bud, that you see the other videos with Bud from Frederick County Jail. He's different. He's it's called Wave Home app, but Franny and Kenny are on connectnetwork.com, and all you gotta do is put the faculty and his name, and bam, right there. And he can only call you if you put money on the phone. He can only call you. He can't burn up that money calling anybody else. He can only call your cell phone or whatever phone numbers you put on there. You can put as much phone numbers as you want, but he can only call those numbers you put on there for him. He can't burn it up calling anybody else. You'd be like, damn, I put money on the phone for him to talk to me, but he's talking to other people and wasted the money. That's not possible if you just put the numbers you want him to call on. And if you want to be a pen pal, like you said, he has a woman and stuff, but any homeboys of his or anybody, just a friend, whatever, want to start writing to him, I can get you the address and stuff like that. Just leave a comment below on this video or any other video on Prison Talk Archives on YouTube, and let me know, and I'll give you any information that you need to contact Kenny, man. He's got 20 years in he got sentenced to 20 years in where he's at in West Virginia. He's in clearly Eastern Regional Jail in West Virginia. He's waiting transfer to do his time at one of the only 2 prisons in the state of West Virginia. And he said the closest one's like 4 or 5 out, about 4 hours away, something like that. And the other regional, you got 4 regional jails. Of course, you got North, South, East, and West, right? He's at East, and East is the farthest away from these 2 other prisons. But the North, South, and West are transferring people to prison like it's normal, but coronavirus slowed everything down. This is a great discussion today. You heard what he said. He had coronavirus pretty bad for about 4 or 5 days, 3 or 4 days, had it for about a full week, then kicked it. But by that time, he was already cured and better by the time he put a sick call slip in. Sick call is where you put a slip in through a box, or you could give a slip, fill it out, give it to the CO, correctional officer, and they let you see the nurse, doctor, or whatever. But by that time, he said it takes 2 or 3 weeks. He was already better off of coronavirus from getting the virus, and he thinks he got it twice too. Maybe it was just a cold after that or before, and then he got coronavirus, or he got coronavirus, then a cold. But either way, I don't think you get it twice. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. East has got the antibodies. After you beat coronavirus naturally with your immune system, I don't think you get it twice. You just build up, your body builds up, your immune system builds up the antibodies, and they can test for that. Me, I got these ear infections, man. I could barely hear. I got literally like 5 to 8% hearing. I got 5 barely in the one that's leaking like a sieve, smelly ass, nasty ass pus, man. It's disgusting. And I smell it all the time. I'm clean dude, man. I keep my fingernails trimmed, my toenails trimmed. I get a shower every day. I'm a real clean dude. I got OCD. My room's like a cell. Like I got all that habit. Even when I was a kid, I was clean, but mostly jail too. Just keeping clean. And let me tell you, it smells like I ain't got a shower in 3 weeks every day. You know what I mean? Because my nose is here and my ear is right here. So it's not far to travel, you know what I mean? So I'm smelling that nasty stuff. This ear has 8%. I mean, I actually did a test how much hearing and loss I have. And they said by the time I'm 55, man, I might go fully mute. I don't want to say the D word, but I might be fully muted. This ear specialist said this. He said, by the time I'm 55, I'm 42 now, that I might be fully muted. Like I won't be able to hear nothing permanently. And that scares the shit out of me, man. That's better than losing your vision for the rest of your life. I tell you that. I don't want to like saying the B word either. Fuck. Because I believe that if you put something into the atmosphere in the universe, it comes true. I just believe that because I put negative shit all my life into the universe. And every time I put negative shit with like a boomerang, I put it out and it would come right back to me. Like a damn boomerang, man. So all I do now is I try to put positivity as much as I can out in the universe. And guess what? I don't have as much karma as I used to be. I think I paid karma back. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I think I paid all my karma back for every physical action, mental action, negative thought, anything. I even count negative thoughts. Like, and you know, I just feel that whatever you do definitely comes back around. I'm a living, and even Kenny says that, you know what I mean? The man's got 20 years. He's still got to go back to, I believe he said Delaware. Bud was Cecil County. He got sentenced to 5 years, and he's in Frederick. So I think he's facing another 3 to 4, 2 to 3, something like that. So he's probably going to get like 22 to 23 total, but he's already got 2.5 years already in on the 20 years that he's already sentenced. So he's got 18, let's just say 18 left on that, but you know, he's not going to do the full 18. But he's facing another 2.5, 3, maybe 4, and Delaware or Cecil County. I think he said it was Delaware, maybe Cecil County. I don't know. I got to. You could refer back to he's got 10 parts or 11 parts, 10 parts. This is part 11, so you could always refer back to see how much time he said he had. Because I'd be forgetting, because between him, Franny, Bud, and the other people I talk to online, that people be telling me they want to do interviews, but when it comes down to it, I'll be like, yo, I hitting them on Messenger, people, strangers. I'd be going to other prison channels and other channels about courts and all this, and people, you know, I'd be seeing their icons, say prison channel, whatever the prison channel is, say, hey, but you want to do an interview and everything? I like your comment and all that, and I'll be like, yeah. And when I hit them up and it was time to do an interview, they either don't answer, or they'll be like, I could do it this day, Thursday. And when Thursday come, I hit them up and they're like, I can't do it right now. I got my kids. Or so I'm going to have new people on here soon. But for now, that's Kenny part 11, man. He just wanted to let y'all know the updates and let you know he got coronavirus, and he beat it naturally. And he talked about a little history there about some dude that abused him when he was a kid, and he didn't want like his daughter around this certain guy, you know, that around drug users and shit like that. That's very easy to understand, right? Nobody wants their kid around any drug user or any abusive person or negative person with negative energy, like we talked about. The energy you put out, it will come back to you and ruin your energy. Like I said, when somebody pick you up and say, hey, you're gonna give a ride, dog, to the club, and they're all negative, you're like, I don't want to come out, but you beg them to come out. You ever had that friend where you beg them to come out, or if your car broke down, or if you ain't got no car yet, or whatever, when you're younger, teens, whatever age, and then you guys go, and then all night he's just miserable, not talking, got that fucking miserable puss looking face on it, you know what I mean? You're like, yo, cheer up, you know, keep in mind, but he don't. And after a few hours, you're going to feel miserable. That's negative energy. That's negative vibes. That's, like Kenny said, he's joy killer. It's a joy killer. So don't be around a lot of joy killers. You know what I mean? I'm doing this out of my heart, man. If y'all can please, if you like any of the videos, hit like. If you feel that this is a good movement and you like hearing people from jail, I talk to people straight from jail. These 3 people that are on my channel so far, they're my friends. They're my close friends and shit. For every one of them I've been in a cell with, I did time with. I got a lot more friends that I did time with too, that I just can't get a hold of. I'm just now finding out what jail they're in and stuff like that. So when I find out what jail they're in and how to get a hold of them and all that, they will be on here too. But I'm probably going to do Franny's girlfriend next, Mandy. I'm going to be doing Mandy Poor. Is it Poor? Something like some. I forget her. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Franny Small was a girlfriend. So, and she's in a woman's jail in Florida, in DOC, real prison, Florida prison. So I think it'd be cool to have a girl on here for once. You know, Mandy's cool as shit, and she's down to earth like me and everybody else has been on here. But for you know, if whatever you guys like, if you liked this, all the videos you've seen so far, or the audio ones that you heard so far, please subscribe. You know what I mean? So at least I can get to 100. If I get to 100 subscribers, I could live stream right from YouTube instead of going through here. I could do a lot more things. YouTube, after you hit 100 subscriber, even though 100 is very low, it lets you do a lot more stuff directly from YouTube. So the page could be live on Facebook and all kinds of stuff, like different platforms at once. But But yeah, if you like it, just subscribe, hit the bell, hit all, so you get every updated video that I put out. If you could do that, that's you know what I mean. It'd be a blessing if you do that. I the phones are, phew, especially with Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that. But I'm not, I just helped them out with money on books. I helped Franny out money on the books. Probably Bud, I'm gonna give him a little Christmas gift. It's only like $20-$30 I give here and there, but it's about giving them hope. And with putting money on the phone, they could always have somebody to talk to. And like I said, if you ever want to help out and do like I do, just 10, 15, $20, it goes afar with an inmate, with that person. It not only does it go far when they stretch it, with soap, shampoo, like this. Let me tell you, prison and jail don't give you, they give you nothing. They just give you that hard bar of soap, like that cheap motel soap. You drop it, it cracks on the floor. It's no good. And maybe some of them give you the little called state property, little shampoos, junk, right? And then they give you maybe shower shoes, but most prisons now you got to buy them. But the state gives you nothing. So when people are living off the state, you're called indigent. It's called indigent bags, and you're only allowed them like maybe once every couple of months or once a month. It depends on what jail and what state you're in, but it's very hard to be indigent, man. Indigent means you're poverty. You're beyond poor. In jail, you're on the poverty line. You got poverty, you got middle class, and you got people that's rich in jail. Rich is when you got 2 or 3 stores, you got your cell filled with your shit, your cellmates claiming that your stuff is his stuff, and you got 2 or 3 other cells full of stuff that's yours. So when the CEO comes and say, hey, these 2-3 cells are full of shit, each inmate can say, hey, that's my limit of 100 items that I could have. That's mine, that's mine, that's mine, but it's all yours. They're the rich ones, and they get letters. They get visits every week. Coronavirus, nobody's getting real life visits. They get the visits over streaming on the phones. Now, when I ain't been in the system for 8 years, and a lot's changed. You could have tablets. Most states have tablets and video visits like this right on the tier. Like, let's say where I'm at right now, if in this jail, there would be a phone on the wall right now, and I'd be talking to you just like how you look at me now. You could talk to your family just like this. So money on the phone will also make somebody see their family or talk to you if you want to talk to them like this. Writing somebody when they call letters or mail call and you don't get no mail, it's heartbreaking, but after a while, when you realize you ain't gonna get no mail, you're just used to being heartbroken. You're used to not hearing no contact from the outside, which is horrible, man. I went a whole 2 years with no money on the books, money on the phone, no money on no letters, no visits, no nothing. And the jail wasn't far away from where my family lived. So clearly they cut me off. I had a girl holding me down, writing me letters and putting money on my books and visits for the first few months of that. But after that, maybe 6 months. But after that, man, a whole 2 years, nothing at all. I was indigent. But luckily, I grew up with people from elementary, middle school, high school in the neighborhoods, or I did time with them before at other jails in the Delaware prison system or Maryland prison system I did time in, and they will hook me up. You know what I mean? My homeboys will hook me up with a bowl or here and there and make sure my stomach wasn't growling at night. It'd be other inmates that be looking out for me. You need a bar of soap? Here's a bar of Dove soap. You know what I'm saying, dog? I'll be like, I got you, man. They know I can't. I'll give you my tray. That's all I can offer is a tray. You get 3 trays, 3 hots in a cot, right? So you get 3 trays a day, and you give them your state tray. I'll give you a tray or 2 trays for a bar of soap, whatever it may be. But they're like, nah, PD, it's all right, man. Because every time I did time before, I always was loaded with everything from soups, honey buns, the candy bars, everything you can imagine. And back then when you could smoke top, the box of top, you could roll your own cigarettes, Newports, we call them Cadillacs. So I was always hooked them up, and they were like, nah, they would remember that. So always remember even when people are listening to this right now, if you go to jail, always remember that they will remember. If you keep going back to the same jail, and if you got commissary and you hook them up, well, let's say you get out and you don't go back for 2 or 3 more years, but you run into them again, they can hook you back up when your family cut you off. So it always comes back full circle. And that's even with fighting too. Like if you talk shit to somebody, you're going to eventually run into them one day, and you'll be like, "Damn, I should have talked shit because I can't even beat this dude. I shouldn't have talked all that shit. Now we got to fight, and I think I'm gonna lose this fight." So watch out for shit like that too. If people, if I never, I don't do that type of shit, but if you ever do, be careful because that shit can go around full circle. You know what I mean? Me, I try to be a better person every day. I'm even trying to stop cussing, man. It's hard because it's like a natural language to me. But yeah, it's just whatever you do, just come back circle, and whatever you put in the universe comes back to you. But like I said, please like and subscribe if you see what you like, man. I really thought I would have more subs by now. I know subs ain't everything, but subs brings the views in, and the views are everything. And the like button and shit like that means a lot of stuff. So if you guys can just do that little deed for me, and it's just not for me, it's for Kenny, it's for Bud, it's for Franny, it's for everybody else that I'm going to have on this channel, new people too. And I'm going to do more interview. I just got called up for 2 weeks with this damn ear infection to slow me down, or I'll be pumping out videos like crazy, and probably would already have 2 or 3 new interviews with new people by now because I'm already in contact with them on email or through Messenger. So I'm going to have new people, new interviews on here. So the channel is going to start speeding up and having new content and totally new people on here with new stories, new lifestyles you're going to hear. All kinds of shit. People in jail for murder. Bud put me on to somebody that's in there for murder right now. He's on the news. So in Maryland, he's a kind of a high profile case. So maybe that'll bring some people into the channel. I'll do exclusive interview with him just like this. It's going to be a video one. I'll make sure it's a video one, but you know what I mean? Just keep showing the love up, man. This is hard to keep the money on the phone and show them love, money on the books once in a while and stuff like that. And all I ask is y'all to hit the subscribe button, and because it's free to subscribe. So it'd be a true blessing to me and everybody else, man, if y'all could do just that little favor for us. Because the more it spreads out, it helps all these other guys that I'm helping. And I'm not helping out rapists. I won't have rapists, pedophiles, none of that stuff. As you can see, all my interviews, we do not tolerate that. We never did. We took care of what we had to take care of in jail when we ever ran across pedophiles or rapists, or people that beat women and stuff like that too. So on that note, man, I'm Petey. This is what is the day? Damn, it's flying by. And it's December 4th, Saturday, December 4th, 2021, man. On that note, this is Kenny, part 11. And pray for the brother. He's got 20 years. Imagine that, 20 years. And he's in West Virginia. And he's originally from Delaware and Cecil County, Maryland. So being kind of far away from where you're from, your family and friends, with 20 years. And Bud, too. Bud's got 35 years. Franny's got another 2 years to get out, like 22 months so far, left. And then he still faces some Delaware time, he says. So, pray for these guys, man. They're not bad people. Like I said, I will never have pieces of crap people on here. You know what I mean? I will always make sure their paperwork is thorough, that they're not weirdos before I get them on here. I will not accept anybody that's, like that murderer guy. Okay, he's in for murder, but I think it's interesting. I think you guys will be interested in that content of hearing what he's got to say. You know what I mean? He don't have to talk about his case, but maybe stuff. I'll try to get some stuff out of him without incriminating himself. But you're innocent until proven guilty. He's not guilty yet, so he's on pre-trial. But I just think that would be you don't see too many people that you talk on YouTube, that a person like me or anybody on YouTube that has a channel talking to a person that's on pre-trial for murder. You don't see that too much on YouTube. So I think this channel definitely sticks out more than definitely any other prison channel, which there ain't that much prison channels, really. I would say maybe there's 100 I seen maybe out of YouTube, maybe less than that. So this is a space that I'm trying to be different from every other prison talk show, prison show, have guests on interviews. It's because it's mostly people that I'm personally know or gonna personally know. You know what I mean? Through other people. So it's all a related thing on this channel. You know what I mean? And you're part of the family. When you subscribe, you're part of the family. You're going to get to know these guys through every video. You're going to get to know Kenny. Just got off the phone. He was my first audio interview. Then it was Bud, and then it was Franny. You're going to get to know these guys I started from childhood. I already did my paper that I did, starting from 1 through 10 questionnaire from childhood all the way to present, and what you're gonna do when you get out and all that, and then with their plans. I did that, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to start asking the hard questions. These guys will answer any question I ask them, as long as it ain't putting them. Most of them are sentenced. They're all sentenced anyway, so they can answer anything I ask them. Anything, you know what I mean? And there ain't a lot of prison channels that could do that. And I at least have another 15 to 20 friends in jail right now that are going to be on here. I just got to get a hold of them through second parties, their families, their sisters, their brothers, whoever, their kids, whoever. And I know they'll be on here because they trust me. They trust me. They were in a cell with me, or they were on the same pod and tier with me, locked up in Maryland or Florida or Delaware with me. So they trust me. They know I'm not going to, ask silly stuff, first of all, or get them in trouble, get them called up. I won't even ask about open cases unless they want to talk about it. So on that note, you guys have a great Saturday, man. This is Petey. I love bringing you guys this content. I love making every time when they talk to me, whether it's Bud, Franny, Kenny, anybody I talk to and interview on here, whether it's video or audio, it's all the same on the phone, right? That they're happy when they get off. You notice when they say, all right, brother, I love you, man. That they go back when they hang that phone up, when they're in a tier, same tier that right there where you see Kenny at. This is the same exact tier he's on. Same as, not the exact one, but the same one. He said that's a few tiers down from where he's at. So that's exact. So he hangs up the phone and he's happy, and he goes back to his homeboys and he's happy all day. It may make him happy all week that he heard from me, because he said he's only talking to his daughter. He can't talk to his girl because they have that was his co-defendant, and he has there's a ex parte order that he can't talk to his girl, Miranda. She was on the show too. Look that up. That was a great interview by his wife, Miranda. I'm sorry, Miranda, if I said girl. I mean his wife Miranda. Maybe one day she'll do another interview, a video or audio again. But it makes them feel good when they talk to their friends or talk to anybody, period, other than the same people you live with on that pod right there, on the same tier. It makes them feel good, and that makes me feel good. And when I send them a little $20, a little $15 here and there on the books, that makes me feel good. Even if they spend it all on candy, but let's say they spend it all on Snicker bars and just eat junk food, it don't matter. It makes me feel good, and it made them feel good. But mostly I do it for myself too, because I know I was in jail. When I was in jail, I know what it feels to go without nothing. I know what it feels like, man, when nobody puts money on the phone. Why ain't nobody visiting me? I'll tell you why. Because you keep fucking up and their family puts their foot down. It's not because they don't love you. It's because they're fed up. They're tired. They're burnt out. You burnt them out. They're done having these sit downs with you. They're done having these deep talks and pouring their heart and crying to you. Please get your life together. Please get your life together. That's why they don't visit, write, put money on the phone, in the books. That's why. But that makes me feel good that I do this, because I didn't get a lot of that love from the first time I was locked up to 12. I didn't get really go to jail or nothing, but first time I was arrested 12, but from 16 to about 28, I was getting visits, letters on time, visits like clockwork, money on the phone, everything, hundreds of dollars worth of everything, always money, always visits, always on time. I actually would get mad at them if they were late and missed a visit. That's arrogant of me. How am I going to get mad at my grandparents? How am I going to get mad at my mom? How am I going to get mad at my sister or whoever that came to visit me when they took time out of their day to drive all the way to a prison or jail and visit me for 1 hour? sometimes 45 minutes or sometimes a half hour, depending on jail or the prison. How the fuck am I going to get mad at them when all I'm doing is sitting in a fucking square box, living in a square box? See those stainless steel chairs down there, sitting there, looking this way behind me, not that way, but you know what I mean, watching TV. How can I get mad if somebody's late to my visit? Motherfucker, I got all day, every day, for hours, tens of thousands of hours, fucking months after months after months, years after years. And then I get mad at them for being late to visit. Or I get mad at them because they didn't put money on the phone, but they've been putting money on the phone like $100 a week for the last year straight without missing a beat. How the fuck am I going to get mad at somebody for not doing that? For missing, oh, you didn't put money on the phone? 2 weeks, there ain't been money on the phone. I did that when I was younger, hard-headed. Like I expected them to do this automatically. You can't expect people to do that shit automatically for you when you keep getting locked up and you not taking advice and not taking responsibility for your own life and saying, you know what? I got to wake the fuck up, man. It's all on me. It's not the system. I used to blame shit on certain shit is the system, but it's mostly 80% it's you. 20% is it's like the system's fault for bringing in for technicals or violation probation or dickhead off POs. But mostly it's your own actions. If you really want to get your life straight, there's nothing stopping you, bro. There could be asshole probation officers. There could be shit that's in your way, speed bumps in life. It's life, right? So you just have to cope with that and realize you're going to get those speed bumps. You're going to get those fucking roadblocks. But it's up to you. It's your own responsibility to duck them shits. It's your responsibility to jump over that fucking speed bump, go around that fucking road block that they're fixing the road on, and the other end of the road is your happiness in your life, but behind you is your miserable, depressing, same old sad life. But you're on idle in the middle. So how the fuck are you going to get to the other side of the road without anybody getting smart with you, picking fights with you and all that? It comes with, it's life. It's going to happen. You just have to learn how to have coping mechanisms. You got to know what your triggers are. If you got to go to anger management, go to anger management. If you got to go to counseling, go to counseling. See a psychiatrist, whatever you got to do to better yourself, man. It don't matter what people think about you. Fuck what people think about you, especially these days. You got the whole internet full of people, trolls, trolling, just to make you mad. Listen, I can never understand how somebody can make somebody else lose their mind online. If whatever you type in on the computer, you can't get me mad, man. I laugh at you. I'm like, well, I just know he wouldn't say that shit to me in person. And most people won't say that. 90% of people in real life, 95% of the people that talk shit online won't do it in real life, bro. They're not going to do it. That's facts. They're just not going to do it. And if they especially know you and know, you know, how you used to get down or whatever, or sometimes they'll exploit your weakness, kindness for weakness. They'll be like, oh, he changed his life, so I'm going to fuck with him like this. That's just another speed bump and roadblock. Fuck them. Like my old saying, fuck them and feed them beans. It's up to you. It's up to you, man, to find the happiness. I'm still finding it. I don't even, I think there's true happiness, but I don't really know if there's true happiness. I don't know if I'll ever find true happiness, but I know I can find stability, for one. I know I can find my own responsibilities, 2. I know I'm responsible for my own responsibilities, 3. I know what my triggers are from my anger now, 4. I never knew what my triggers were until I was about 33. I didn't even know what really got me mad until I went to psychiatrists and anger management and shit, sometimes in jail, because in jail, you know, if you get, it's just better to just, you know, I'd put my own self, I'd enroll my own self. Most of it was court ordered. The court ordered stuff, I would just act out just because it was court ordered, right? But the stuff that I volunteered for and signed up and seeing psychiatrists with my insurance on the street like I do now, I would do it because I know it can only help me, man. I was like, how long can I keep acting like this shit? I'm going to keep going to jail. I'm 42. I'm too old for that shit now, man. I'm too old to be fist fighting up in the cells and shit, hitting concrete and steel. Them cells ain't nothing but concrete and steel, and they will if the person you fight won't fuck you up, the cell will fuck you up itself just by wrestling around with the person in there. So I just woke up and said I'm too old for it. But anyway, I went a little bit rambling on. I've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. So listen, like I said, man, show some love, like, subscribe to the channel. I know a lot of people don't like saying that, but this phones and put money on people's books, I love doing it and everything and giving back. Just give a little back to me and everybody that's going to be coming on and everybody that has been interviewed. Just, you know, hit that little free little subscribe. It's free, and hit all on the bell. And whatever videos you like, hit the like button. It's free. You know what I mean? Show some love to real people on here. And I'm not going to stop this, because if I stop it, then I forget about the people that I put the videos up for. That means I forgot about them and gave up on them. If I give up on this channel, that means I gave up on them. That's how I feel. They may not feel that. You know, they may talk to me one day, you know, let's say I quit right now. A year, 2 years later, Franny gets out. Oh, I don't blame you, dog, for giving up. Nah, Franny, it ain't like that. I fucking feel bad that I gave up on it, because it could be at 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 subscribers by now, and your shit story could have got out there. You could have got help while I was in jail, while you were in jail. Same thing with and Kenny's still going to be in there. He got 20 years. Bud, 35 years. He's still going to be in there. So I can't quit on this. I can't quit on this. You know, it doesn't matter how much the phone bills run up. Doesn't matter how much all that shit builds up, because I don't want nothing to build up in here, man. I know what it is to be in every situation they're in. I don't know what it is to get 20 years or 35 years. That's one thing right there. I don't know how that feels. I can't imagine how it feels. To be honest with you guys, at 42, if I get sentenced to 20 years or more, or Bud, God forbid, 35, I'd stick around for a little bit. I think I'll be out of here, man. Yeah. You know why? Because this is my own personal opinion. This ain't has nothing to do with Kenny or Bud or nobody. This is my own personal opinion. I refuse to grow old in jail. I refuse to let the fucking district attorney, the prosecutors, the guards see me come in as a young man and leave old. I fucking refuse to give them that satisfaction. So I don't believe in it, because I'm a Christian person. I believe in the Holy Bible. But I also believe I'll leave on my own fucking terms. I believe you control your own destiny. That's my own opinion, though. That has nothing to do with the people I interview. That's if I was in that situation, I'd see how long I can hang out for, 5, 6, 10, maybe half the sentence. Maybe I could last the whole sentence, but it definitely would be an option. I'm not growing old. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. It's just me. You know, it's me, and it's deeper than you. It's just deep. It's just everything I've been through. I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? I had a friend, Chief Brian Resap from Newcastle, Newark area. He got killed back in 2002. I got his last tattoo of a Taurus bull horse, my horoscope. I said, just give me a tattoo. Big guy, 6'6", maybe about 260 diesel. I'm talking like huge, massive guy, right? He just did 10 years in Indiana prison. He told me, he said, Petey, this girl, beautiful blonde hair girl, blue eyes, blue-eyed chick he was living with. She had one little boy. He was like, yo, I'd be fighting with her all the time. But I said, what do you mean? Said, where are you getting at? Where are you getting at, Chief? He was like, if she ever calls the cops on me, man, the cops are gonna have to kill me. I won't even go back for 6 months. And I laugh, right? Because I just got out. I'm still on work release, working at Hellmark Steel. Now Falcon Steel in Wilmington, Delaware, right? For all my Delaware people know what I'm talking about. I said, what do you mean 6 months? You just did 10 years in Indiana prison. Indiana prisons are violent, right? Yeah, they're wild in Indiana. He was like, you know, you don't understand. It's not about the time. It's about it. It resets my mind again. It resets up in here. It makes me feel institutionalized again. I've been out for about a year and a half now, my mind's starting to be like a normal person on the street. It's going to reset that flashback. I'm going to be the crazy person I once was in jail, because you got sitting in jails, you got to be crazy. Certain jails, you got to get down with a gang. It's hard to be independent and go solo in some prisons, or county jails are wild too. Just it's not all, but a lot. It's like 50-50 probably in the country, maybe more, maybe higher than that. But he was like, yeah, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction they even do 6 months. They're going to have to kill me. And guess what? He died 7 months after that. I got violated at work release. They sent me to jail. I got out 7 months later, exactly almost to the day. And then 2 weeks earlier, I went to work, because they still let me have my job back. I said, where's Brian at? Or where's Chief at? They didn't know his nickname, Chief Delaware, everybody, because he's half Indian and half white, half German, Indian. He looked white, all pure white boy, right? But he was Indian, right? But he was real tall, like an Indian, though, Indian chief, real muscular, like I said, man, like a real convict, fully sleeved up, head to toe, like no room left on his body to tattoo artist and stuff like that. Great tattoo artist. And he said, and I said, where's Chief at? And they said, well, Chief who? And I said, Brian. Oh, Brian Resab. You didn't hear? I said, no. I was thinking, fuck, he did get in a fight with that girl, huh? He probably was all drunk and shit. Nah, man, he passed away 3 weeks ago, man. I said, what? I said, what the fuck are you talking about? To my boss Bill told me that at Falcon Steel, Hallmark Steel, and another Puerto Rican dude I work with, co-worker. He was like, yeah, man, he passed away. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, we got to find out. And the next day he found out, told me. Sure enough, and it was in the paper, and his family was trying to fight this case and sue the police. But what happened was, he got in a fight with his girl. His girlfriend had called the cops on him. He beat up the cops, knocked out a couple of them. Then they came with super backup. He was putting them through drywall and all kinds of shit, right? There's a newspaper article about it. And so he beat them up and beat the cops up, and the cops came deep. I'm talking maybe 30, 40 cops, like from Delaware State, Newark Police, fucking Newcastle County Police, every police you can imagine. And I heard one cop was knocked out, and he hit this little Morse code on his walkie-talkie, like that little tap button thing. Did some Morse code for help or some shit. So they came deep. They came, beat him up, beat the shit out of him, and dragged him out front. Put their neck on the back of his, their knee on the back. They put the knee on the back of the neck. But this is a real George Floyd. Like, they instantly killed him. They snapped his neck. So they dragged him out on the front concrete step. And they literally did like American History X shit almost, but back, but the neck wise, they pulled his head back. He had a buzz haircut, his neck, his head back, and they fucking just pressed it and broke his neck instantly. He died instantly, they said. And his sister, all through the newspaper, I used to keep updated, like once every 2 weeks, they would say something about the Brian Resab case, about a man dying. They blame it on psychodelirium. Psychodelirium is when somebody they said that big as him, 6'6", 265, pure muscle, he had cocaine in the system and alcohol. And cocaine and alcohol. That was it. He would snort some powder once in a while. He wouldn't smoke crack and shit like that, I don't think. But yeah, cocaine and alcohol, because I did a few lines with him back then. That's when, it was 2002. I was 22, 23, 20, just turned 23, yeah, when Chief died. So, you know what I mean? He just liked to do that once in a while when he was drinking. And sure enough, man, they killed him, man. And his sister was trying to sue, so they blamed it on, they called it psychodelirium. That's the first time I ever heard that word. And that's what cops still use to this day. If a person is too big, too strong, and on drugs, and it's too much for the cops to handle, they call it psychodelirium. That's just a term they came up with. And that's the very first time I ever heard that term. Psychodelirium was when they killed my buddy Chief, aka his real name, Brian Resab, from Delaware, Newcastle County. And he around right there where the Ellesmere and right off of Kirkwood Highway, the neighborhoods or where the overpass of Kirkwood Highway is, going to where the old Ferris Bridge house is, that first right into this neighborhood. It was in those houses back there over that overpass over Kirkwood Highway, off of 141 to the right hand side. You go down that little ramp to the little neighborhood. So that's the neighborhood he died in. So rest in peace to Chief. So I just wanted to say that there. And anyway, y'all have a good Saturday, man. I've been on air blabbing around, and I got 2 ears fully and fucking infected. I got 5% in my leaking ear, 8% in this ear. My hearing ain't, I don't have no hearing. I could barely hear. When I'm inside my head is when I talk, it's echoing. You know what I mean? So I'm in here with an ear infection, y'all. For 12 days now, the same ear infection. It's not getting better. It's actually getting worse. And I might need surgery, tubes and shit. They say I might go deaf, but I didn't want to say the word. I might be muted by the time I'm 55 permanently. And look what I'm doing. I'm still blessing my boys and, you know, my friends in jail. Still putting all the money on the phone to make them happy and shit like that. Sick as hell. Least you all could do is hit that button for me. Hit that subscribe for me, man. Hit that like button. All right. I'm gonna let you guys go, man. Have a good Saturday. I love y'all, man. Love all y'all. This is PD Rax. I'll see you later. All right. 1.